You want to know the secret to getting stuck in someone's head, rent-free? It ain't about fancy clothes or a fat wallet, though that stuff doesn't hurt. It's about pulling the right strings inside their mind. Most people walk around like open books, and if you know how to read them, you can write your own chapter right in there. Think about it. Why do you remember that one guy from a party 5 years ago, but you forgot who you sat next to at lunch yesterday? It's not magic. It's psychology. It's about making an impact that goes deeper than just a hello. The first trigger is what I call the pattern break. Everyone's day is the same old script. Wake up, work, sleep, repeat. You gotta be the plot twist. When everyone zigs, you zag. While they're all complaining about the weather, you drop a line that makes them stop and think. Something completely unexpected. Don't ask how are you. Ask what's been the most interesting part of your week. See the difference? You just broke their NPC dialogue loop. Their brain has to actually wake up and engage. You're not just another face in the crowd anymore, you're the glitch in the matrix they can't stop thinking about. Next up is the curiosity gap. Humans are nosy creatures. We can't stand an unanswered question. You gotta use that. Don't spill your whole life story in the first 5 minutes. Give them just enough to get them hooked. It's like a movie trailer. Show the explosion, but don't show how it happened. Mention you had a crazy weekend, but when they ask, just smile and say, that's a story for another time. Boom, you just opened a file in their brain that they can't close. They'll be replaying that conversation, trying to figure you out. They'll be coming back for more, guaranteed. The mystery is more attractive than the truth sometimes. Let their imagination do the work for you. It's about being a puzzle, not an open book. Now, let's talk about genuine connection, because this ain't all about mind games. This is the validation trigger. Everybody, and I mean everybody, from the big boss in the corner office to the guy sweeping the floors, wants to feel seen and heard. They want to feel like they matter. Most conversations are just to people waiting for their turn to talk. Don't be that guy. When someone's talking to you, actually listen. Don't just hear the words, understand the feeling behind them. Ask follow-up questions. Remember the little details they tell you and bring them up later. Hey, you mentioned your dog was sick last week. How's he doing? That little sentence shows you paid attention. It shows you care. That's a deposit in the emotional bank account that pays huge dividends. It makes people feel important, and they'll never forget the person who made them feel that way. By the way, if you're finding this useful, do me a solid and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that we're doing something right over here. Let's get this knowledge out to more people who need it. Alright, back to business. Let's combine these. The fourth trigger is shared vulnerability. This one's a high-level play, so don't use it on just anybody. Most people walk around with armor on, pretending they've got it all figured out. Sharing a small, calculated vulnerability of your own gives them permission to take their armor off too. I'm not talking about crying on their shoulder about your problems. No. I'm talking about admitting a small, relatable flaw. Something like, man, I'm terrible at remembering names, or I once tried to cook a fancy dinner and almost burned the kitchen down. It makes you human. It makes you relatable. It builds an instant bridge of trust because you're showing you're not some perfect robot. You're one of them. It short-circuits their defenses and creates a bond. They'll see you as an ally, not a threat. Number 5 is the pecan rule. This is a big one. People don't remember every single detail of an experience. Their brains are lazy. They remember 2 things: the most intense moment, the peak, and how it ended. So, you gotta make sure your interactions have a strong peak and a great ending. The peak could be a moment of intense laughter, a really deep conversation, or a shared exciting moment. The ending is just as crucial. Don't let a conversation just fizzle out. End it on a high note. A genuine compliment, a solid handshake, a promise to connect again. It was great talking to you. I really enjoyed hearing your take on that. Leave them with a good feeling. That positive final impression is what's gonna stick with them long after you've walked away. Let's move on to the reciprocity trigger. This is deep in our caveman DNA. If someone does something for us, we feel an urge to do something for them in return. You can use this to your advantage. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. Buy someone a coffee. Offer a piece of genuine advice. Connect them with someone who can help them. Give value first, without asking for anything. It creates a psychological IOU. They'll feel indebted to you, in a good way. They'll be looking for ways to pay you back, and it keeps you at the front of their mind. It positions you as a giver, a person of value, not a taker. People are drawn to those who enrich their lives, not drain them. Next, the storyteller. Facts and figures are boring. They go in one ear and out the other. Stories, on the other hand, stick. They paint a picture in the mind. Instead of saying, "I'm a resilient person," tell a short story about a time you faced a challenge and overcame it. Stories engage emotions, and emotions are the superglue of memory. When you tell a story, you're not just giving information, you're sharing an experience. The listener puts themselves in your shoes. They feel what you felt. That shared emotional journey creates a powerful connection that a list of accomplishments never could. Learn to frame your experiences as stories, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. You'll become 100 times more memorable. The 8th trigger is what I call the inside joke. This is a powerful tool for solidifying a bond. When you share a unique experience or a funny moment with someone, it creates a private world just for the two of you. Referencing it later reinforces that connection. It's like a secret handshake. A simple look or a single word can bring back that shared memory and the good feelings associated with it. It says, "We have a history. We get each other in a way others don't." It builds a sense of belonging and exclusivity. When you have an inside joke with someone, you're no longer just an acquaintance, you're part of their inner circle. Trigger number 9, the authority principle. People are naturally drawn to and remember those who appear confident and knowledgeable. This isn't about being a loudmouth know-it-all. It's about having conviction in what you say and do. Speak clearly, hold eye contact, and have a solid posture. When you talk about something, talk about it like you know your stuff, because you should. Do your homework. Be an expert in your own life and your own opinions. When people see you as a source of reliable information or a pillar of confidence, they naturally gravitate towards you. They remember you because you stand out from the sea of uncertainty and self-doubt. You become a landmark in their mental map. Finally, the 10th trigger, positive association. Your brain is a simple machine. It links people with the feelings they evoke. If you're always complaining, negative, or bringing drama, people will associate you with those bad feelings and avoid you. But if you're the one who brings good energy, who makes them laugh, who inspires them, they will associate you with positivity. They'll crave your presence because you make them feel good. Be the highlight of their day, not the drain. Be the person they're happy to see, the one whose name on their phone makes them smile. This is the most powerful trigger of all. Make people feel good, and they will never, ever forget you. So there you have it. 10 keys to unlocking a permanent spot in someone's mind. It's not manipulation, it's social intelligence. It's about understanding how people work and building genuine connections. Now, don't just sit there with this knowledge. Go out and use it. Pick 1 or 2 of these and try them out this week. Watch what happens. For your final task, don't just disappear. Scroll through the comments and find one person's comment you agree with. Reply to them and tell them why. Let's build a community of people who know what's up. And stick around. Hit subscribe, because the stuff we've talked about today, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're going way deeper next time.